In this video we are going to work on Jing. Jing is something that you really seriously need to consider when you're practicing taijiquan or qigong, or even when you're studying Chinese medicine. If you don't understand Jing, you don't understand any of these things.
By the way, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so that we can attract the algorithm demon from Google and Facebook and all the other things to promote our stuff. These exercises are part of Tanzhuang. Tanzhuang is an essential part of taijiquan, Xingyi, Pakua, but it's also an essential part of learning Chinese medicine. If you don't practice these kind of things, it is very hard to get a good comprehension of the activity that is Jing. So at the moment when you are doing this kind of practices, you are developing yourself in a way that allows you to investigate this art very deeply. In this new video series, we are going to talk about the secrets of Qigong and Taijiquan. This is a follow-up of the material for the Qigong primer. It is going to be used in the bachelor program of the IOC daoland study of Taoist medicine, and of course also as a preparatory practice part of the master program of Taijiquan and Qigong teacher. My name is Yoli O, and I'm going to help you as a guide in this program based on my 30 years experience with teaching and my almost 50 years experience of practicing Qigong and yoga and meditation.
And for this we have to ask ourselves a few questions.
Together? Dear friends,
2.
welcome. In this video we are going to talk about Jing. Jing is one of the three concepts of Jing, Qi and Shen, and these are essential aspects of Chinese medicine, Taoist medicine of course also, of Qigong, Taijiquan, meditation, even for breathing exercises and all kinds of other things. They are essential part of understanding the nature of Chinese medicine and why it is so incredibly incompatible with Western medicine, because it has such a different kind of worldview about what it means to be a human. When we talk about Jing, normally in the West, Jing is translated as essence, without actually explaining what it is, and it is very often seen, according to certain kind of thinkers, based on translations from the Qing dynasty, that Jing is an explanation of your semen, which then of course excludes womanhood, and as a result that women might not have Jing, and that is not the case. Jing, semen, and also ovular fluids and so on, these are all different kind of things which are all specifically named within Chinese culture. The Jing, Qi and Shen, they form a triangle and they make relationships between each other. So you have Jing Qi, you have Shen Jing, you have Shen Qi, you have Shen Jing, and so forth and so forth. So all these kind of things, these are relationships, they all mean particular kind of things, and they expand outwards into all kind of directions, like for instance your blood, your muscles, your muscle channels, your muscle collagen layers, which is nowadays called fascia, and so on and so forth. All these kind of things, they were very well known within Chinese culture, and they were being explored and developed. And the exercises of Qigong and Daoyin, of Taijiquan, they are all based on the principles of Jing. That is, when you are starting with Jing, you are starting with the wuji stance. And the wuji stance is a very basic standing stance where you are simply standing with your feet shoulder wide and your hands outward in a relaxed stance. At the moment when you stand in that relaxed stance, you're not standing passively. That is something that is very much misunderstood by some schools of Taijiquan and Qigong. There is an active way of standing, and that is the activation of the Jing. And the Jing you activate in certain kind of ways. You have to have a coordination of your bones, your muscle channels, and what then is called the fascia. I started talking about this 25 years ago, and at that time everybody said like, that's all nonsense. Jing is like the essence from the semen and stuff like this. All the textbooks were like that. And when I started talking about that, a few of my students over time, they started applying that and they started noticing like, there is really something to it. I gave them an exercise which is based on this stance. The stance that I just showed you with the hands out or the hands in, it doesn't really matter that much. There's also a variation with the hands like this. At that moment, when they are learning that, this is one of the foundations where you base push hands on tui shou. At the moment when you are developing this tui shou, what you are doing is you're activating the activity of Jing. Yes, you heard it right. Jing is not a thing, so it is not your fascia, it is neither your muscles, neither your bones, and so on and so on. It is the interaction of your consciousness. The Jing is very much related to what is called the Po in Chinese medicine, and that is the activity of maintaining the form of your body. And the form of your body is a collection of activities that is, even on the cellular level, is active, so that the Jing expands actually to all the different kind of details of your body, the ones that you normally won't even see, but you have to drag along inside your coordination of all your different kind of body parts. At the moment when you are standing in a posture like this or in a posture like this, what you're doing, you're coordinating all the different parts in such a way that you are going to expand your body to its maximum outer form. The first time I heard about that was from Native Americans when I was studying with Native Americans like 30 years ago. And when I was talking about this with my teacher Liu that time, 28 years ago already, 28 years, yeah, something like this, he explained me the concept of Jing, and I was referring to that conversation with a Native American medicine man that I knew, and he said like, yes, that is actually similar like what we mean with Jing, in the sense that at the moment when you are healthy, you take up a maximum form of your body, and at the moment when you practice taijiquan, all the moves of your taijiquan are based on that kind of longness, certainly in your beginning stage when you are learning, because at the moment when you make this kind of moves and you have this kind of openness, then at that moment your moves are going to be strong and they have power inside. And then of course you still have to have the discovery of not using strength in your movements, because the openness is only there to serve as a transvessel, as a vessel for the Jin. The Jin is the power transference in your body. So at the moment when you are coming from a particular kind of corner, you are pushing or you're making a particular kind of move, it is the transport of power of your feet going to your hands, which is going through the vehicle of Jing. That means that at the moment when you develop your Jing, you have to find the right kind of relaxation so that force can pass, and you have the right kind of activity so that things are going to be connected. So when you look at your hands, yes, your hands have to be open, and this is why in Wudang Taijiquan we keep the fingers open like that, because that allows us to shape open the hands and to turn and to make a grip if we want to, where every move is an outreach, right? And it's not like when in Western sports where every hold is a grasp to pull things towards you. No, it is a reaching out in a way like how birds fly. You have to understand, like in a white crane kung fu, all the moves are based on the moves of wings which are moving outward, and that is possible because of the Jing. At the moment when you do these moves, you make all these kind of different kind of moves, and at that moment you are actually applying the Jing. And the Jing makes it possible to transport the Jing, and as a result of that, a move can be performed. When a move is being performed perfectly, it requires actually also the bleeding of the body. So the bleeding of the body means that the blood has to go everywhere, and the blood is the vessel for the shen, the awareness. So at the moment when you have the awareness activated in your system, then at that moment, very simply, the how do you call this? The combination of shen and Jing is able to produce a qi. And the qi is not a substance which is inside your body, but it's the manifestation of the coordination of all the other things together. So the Jing is the foundation for the qi, and that is all called the Jing qi. So it means the manifestation of Jing inside your body. So when the move is right, yes, then the openness is there, and then the Jing is there. When your awareness is everywhere inside your body, then in the same way your awareness rises outwards because your blood goes everywhere, your body will be warm and comfortable, and Dantian will work as an engine reaching outward, and also your thighs, your arms, your shoulders, your back, your chest, everything at the same time is going to reach outward, and as a result of that contributing to your movement, because where there is more awareness, there is more development of Jing.
Thank you so very much for watching this video. I hope you really enjoyed it and that you learned something from it. I like to hear your feedback on the video, because I also have to learn a lot of things. You can appreciate it definitely by making sure you liked it and that you give a comment in the dedicated comment space. I look forward to see you next time, and if you feel like sign up for our courses. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them.